Maximising and respecting our time. Do most of us usually take it for granted on a daily basis? Well, in most cases, yes, we usually do. Hi, my name is Peter, and welcome to the Hidden Online Living YouTube channel. And in this video, I just want to talk about time and how valuable it is to us on a daily basis when it comes to actually focusing on the things that we really should prioritize and do if we want to grow as individuals, grow our businesses, and just be better in people in general. So what do I mean by focusing and maximizing our use of time? Well, in general, when you look today in society, people are so busy. There's so many influences, there's so many distractions and deterrents that can actually drive you away from what actually is really a priority in your life. Sometimes we have that many distractions going on that we don't actually know what to prioritize. And this can be a massive, massive issue. And it's very easy to say, right, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll put it off and I'll do it later on. But 9 times out of 10, the chances are of you actually doing what you say you're going to do, you won't actually do it. And then what happens is a day will turn into a week will turn into a month will turn into 6 months, 6 months will turn into a year, etc., etc. You get the picture, pretty much. And this is what actually happens. It just becomes a snowball effect, and a lot of us never really achieve the goals or greatness that we actually know that we're capable of achieving within our lives. And it makes us feeling stuck and feeling like we don't have anything to offer and just feeling generally useless a lot of the time. I know from my own experience, to be honest, I was an absolute villain for this. At times I still kind of am, and I do need a kick in the right direction to get me to move. Sometimes I still have my good days and bad days, just like everybody else. Because at the end of the day, we're only human. And honestly, it's a case of just knowing what you want. The key thing is, it's one thing to utilize your time, but you have to have a really, really good idea of where you're going with your life or what you want to do. Some people have that, some people can do that, others can't, and they struggle with that. But for those that can do it, you need to utilize the time to the maximum effect, especially when you're looking to grow a business or any other opportunity that you're looking to build, whether it be losing weight, whether it be learning a new skill, learning a new language, anything at all. You need to be able to utilize your time and respect your own time, most importantly, to be able to maximize it to the full effect of what you're trying to achieve. So when you're looking, for talk's sake, for as an example, when you're looking to grow a business, like even for myself, what I've actually had to do, and it was hard start doing it. I honestly, I've always been crazy into playing video games. I've been into video games my whole life. I studied video game design at college, and I have a background in graphic design. I've always been crazy into video games. I would spend a lot of time just playing games. But as time has gone on, and I've now in the last 2 or 3 years, I know myself, I've gone on to do different things, and I've had different perspectives on where I want my life to go. Because for a long time, by sitting and playing video games, yeah, it's cool and all, but you're thinking to yourself, it's not really getting me anywhere. It takes a long time to kind of figure that out, especially if you're in a position in your life where you say you're working a 9 to 5 job, you're working and doing something you're not really enjoying, that doesn't really sit well with you. You find yourself using your free time to go and do things that really just waste more time, and actually, as a result, you don't really get anything done, and you never see any results. It's what they say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And that is so true. And it's a clear case that we don't utilize our time nowhere near as much as we should. Like, going back to even myself, like, I spent years, I grew up with video games. That's all I ever really wanted to do when I was younger. But I realised somewhere down the line, when I look back, I wasted so much time sitting playing video games and just generally watching movies and doing things I know myself I could have done better with my time. And I generally, myself and my own personality, I would be very laid back, and sometimes I would need a bit of a push to actually get me to do stuff. I'm not going to deny that. That's just the way things are. But I know that when I do want to do something, I will do anything in my power to get it done, and usually I do. Even standing here in front of the camera right now, here talking to you, I know myself that when I want to do something, that's it. There's nothing going to stop me. And the same can work for any of you out there that are looking to try and get started. The easiest thing, or the hardest thing to do, is just setting up the camera and hitting the record button. But once you start, it's amazing how things will quickly snowball. But yeah, when I realised, looking back, that time I spent playing games or doing things that were wasting my time, I could have utilised that so much better and in so many different ways to actually prioritise into focusing on growing my skill set, or like what I'm doing now, building an online business. I realise the effectiveness now of actually having and respecting my time to a point that if I say, like today, I want to record a couple of videos, when I get done recording these videos later on, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start editing those videos and start to try and add things to them. And then tomorrow I'll pretty much do the same thing again. I'll probably spend the rest of the day tomorrow editing videos. So I'm utilising that time now, and it's funny because it's not until you put yourself in this position that you see things in a different light. You actually will wake up at the start of every day and you realise you've set yourself goals and you want to achieve them, you want to actually do them. And I find that's actually happened to me since I've started doing all this online stuff as well. That when I get up every single day, I'm itching to get the camera out. As soon as I come up with an idea, I write it down on a piece of paper, or say in this case, a notepad, and I will literally just get going and the thing is, when you're doing something you enjoy, time isn't an issue. It's funny, I could literally sit the whole day just editing videos and recording videos now, and I actually have grown to really, really enjoy it over the last couple of months of me starting it. Like when I first started, if you go back over my previous videos, I had very little confidence in myself. But I know a lot of people, a lot of you guys out there will be in the same boat, even people that are only new starting out. Essentially, it's the same for everybody. We all have to start somewhere. But in the few months, I've seen a massive increase in my confidence and how I am as a person, how I see myself. I know what I can achieve and what I can provide, not only for myself, but to other people as well. Because I know there is other people out there like yourselves that are watching these videos that are in the same boat that I was at one point, not too long ago. So the main thing is, when it comes to your time, if you want to really create something regarding whether it be a business, learn a new skill set, or even just to lose weight, go to the gym, eat healthy, you need to prioritize certain elements of time throughout your day so that you can focus on those things. Because when you're actually doing something you enjoy, time doesn't become a factor at all, because you're actually enjoying it and you don't even realize it. It doesn't become a chore. But as long as you set aside time to go at those things, you'll be amazed how quickly things just start to work, and actually you'll be amazed how quickly you get things actually done. But I don't have time, you ask. And why is that? Look, I've been there myself. It's very, very easy to make excuses. I still have my good days and bad days where I say, oh, I'll put something off till tomorrow. I know eventually I get it done, but there's days when I know I could get it done and I actually don't, and I put it off, and then it takes 2 or 3 days before I actually get back on top of it when I know I should have done it in the first place. And there will be times when I actually do be annoyed with myself because I actually haven't done it. And that's the key thing. If you can prioritize and actually just be disciplined enough with your time, this is where everything will start to snowball. As long as you believe in yourself and you respect your time, you will grow. Your business will grow as long as you're willing to dedicate yourself and cut out all the unnecessary things in your life that you don't need. See, a lot of time we waste stuff, like my case, hours playing video games or going out drinking with my friends and stuff. I personally now, I cut that out a long time ago. I don't really drink anymore, and you know what? Me personally, I don't miss it. Not one bit. I actually don't. Because I'll be honest, I even like love doing what I'm doing here, but I also am big into my cars. I love my cars. I would sooner just jump into my car and go for a spin somewhere, anywhere at all, just to get out of the house, than I would actually sit in a pub all day. That doesn't appeal to me at all. And even by me doing that, by jumping into the car, it actually, for me, it allows me to clear my head. It allows me to really kind of reflect on things, and it actually allows me to also incorporate new ideas. New ideas will literally just pop into my head that I wouldn't have thought of, had I just kept going through the same process. So even using a little bit of time to take a step back as well is also a good thing too. But when we make excuses saying that we don't have time, the truth is we actually do have time. it all depends on what you want to do with your time. That's the most important thing. Like, I'm a prime example of that. I'd be so laid back, it would take me ages to get stuff done. But I know myself that when I do sit down to do something, which I'm doing right now, lo and behold, it actually gets done because I'm that focused on actually doing it. And I would actually surprise myself into thinking, because at the same time I'd be like, especially when I first started out, how could I do this? Do I have the time to do this? Will I be good enough to do this? But it's funny, now you don't think of that, because when I'm jumping in front of the camera, I don't think of it at all. I actually am really enjoying it. And you don't think of time. But again, I'm respecting my time because I'm using this time to record my videos, or do my video editing, or any little other bits and pieces that I have to do. Say, my internet here doesn't be the greatest at times, so if I'm uploading a video to YouTube, when that's uploading, I will use that time to go and do a bit of research or do a bit more study and try to figure out an idea of what I want to do for my next video. So I'm still using that time to the maximum effect that I can possibly use. And it's not until you put yourself in these positions that you actually will begin to understand that. You'll realise when you look back at your previous life, you'll realise that you did take yourself and your time for granted. So the way I see it is, if people are making excuses that we don't have time, yes, I know people are busy and I respect that, and I know people will say or otherwise, but there is always a way that you can make a little bit of time, especially when you're wanting to start up with that business, especially if you're in a position where you're working a 9-to-5 job and you can't stand your job. I know I've been there myself. That's the main reason why I wanted to start doing all this in the first place. And there's so much satisfaction in being able to work for yourself. It's way better than getting up and going in working for someone else and just working for a set wage. It's not really a substantial lifestyle to really live at all. When you think of it, especially in today's world, when you think of the opportunities we actually have. A lot of people don't see those opportunities or really understand them. But for those that do and are willing to take it on board, they're the ones that are going to benefit from it in the long run. So that's why I'm here doing it too. And by doing that, I'm hoping that I can teach people and provide information to you guys out there, hoping that you can someday take it on board to do the same. So, key point of this video is just to use your time to maximum effect. If you do have any time, use it well and plan out what you're actually going to do. Even like I said, grab yourself a notebook, write down exactly ideas of what it is that you want to do, and plan out your days. It's the same like, say, with a bodybuilder or someone that's eating. They have to have a certain structure of what it is that they want to do and how they actually eat food, like say in the mornings, doing meal preps and so forth, and eating the right types of foods, watching the amount of calories they consume. You have to really, it is all time based. As long as you're willing to respect your time and actually free up time to actually focus on the things that you want, you'll be amazed how quickly things will actually start to change. And also to a point that you have to respect that not everything's going to happen overnight. You see, even though, like, for a talk's sake, right, I'm going to do this today and I'm going to try and make this work. But a lot of times people will quickly give up because they don't see the results in that time frame that they have in their heads, which is not realistic at all. You have to be just patient, first and foremost. But at the same time, all these things do take time. It could take weeks, it could take months. It'll take as long as it takes until you figure out how to actually work within your best areas that will allow you to grow. But as long as you respect your time and use the time that you do have to work on the things that you need to work on to grow, it will benefit you further down the line. So hopefully that's given you some insight here as to what you should be aware of, and hopefully you can get some insight of how to actually understand and respect your time so that you can grow your business or grow in any area of your life in general that you want to grow in. And if you have found the information here to be useful, make sure to leave a like in the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications to be made aware of future content, as I will be dropping more informational videos like this. And even if you check out the other videos on my channel, I do provide other hints, tips and tutorials, etc. that will actually give you an idea of what steps you need to take to actually get started in creating a business for yourself. Also, make sure to check out that first link in the description and the pinned comment for a simple and effective step-by-step blueprint that you can actually use that will actually get you started in creating your own online business. And again, I will see you all in the next one.